Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Well, we man, the closer we get, man, it seems like people are gearing up. I don't know. I'm thinking that this man's first 100 days in office is going to be a battle royale.
Battle
it's go-
Royale.
it's going to be a definite battle, man. And I am really uh, surprised and stuff that a lot of our major news outlets and stuff and everything are putting forth moves to safeguard themselves. They saying from his retaliation against them for putting stuff in their news media that he doesn't like, so he can sue them and stuff for it. I don't know if ABC already paid their $15 million bounty for what George Stephanopoulos has said on his show and everything, but I know George was very upset that they decided to buckle up under and give him what the heck he wanted then. So, but I you have to be leery and stuff of news outlets and stuff and everything that feels like they have to be afraid of anyone. They have their First Amendment right, and they've been standing on that for a long, long, long time. And I'm pretty sure that some of those folks and stuff who used to own those news outlets and everything are probably turning over in their grave and stuff and looking at their legacy and what these new people who are coming in to take over have done with their freedom of speech. But we'll see what the heck happens, man, because I'm hoping that somebody can stand up and get some balls and quit letting that old diaper wearing son of a gun cut their nuts. Excuse my French, people.
Well, here's the deal, Ed, and this is just my opinion. Who owns the news media? Who owns the newspaper are the oligarchies,
Who owns the
the
news media?
billionaires, the millionaires.
Well,
Now, you have professional journalists that's out there that want to do the news and report the news, and I'm sure that they sort of kind of tell them certain things they can't put in there and can't put out. But they for Trump. CBS, ABC, NBC. NBC just fired their president, black president that was over MSNBC and a lot of other programs.
well, are you sure they fired her or did she quit?
It don't matter. She gone.
Well, from what I've been seeing and stuff, she said she quit. So, but
So
but maybe she quit because of the policies and stuff that she didn't like that was being put down upon
possibly,
her. Yeah.
but the point is that these people, um, the ratings and the eyeballs that's on these TVs now is drastically down. The only thing that gets any kind of ratings are sports. People are not looking at these people, whether they're from the left or right. And we already been knowing for all our lives that the news people don't always give us correct and adequate news. But it has really gotten bad now. And if you're not a reporter, if you're not an investigative reporter, like us, we're not reporters, we're not investigative reporters. We only can read we only get what we read and what we hear. So to get that kind of information, you got to have the insight to get that information. You can always speculate and you can always sort of kind of read between the lines to a certain degree, but really it's just an opinion. Because nobody know what these people are doing and what they're going to do because they ain't telling nobody. Everything is a secret until it happens. So what they're doing is they just speculating. They putting it out there and they saying certain things. And so and so told me, you got these people that make money off of telling what's going on the inside. Okay, give me 25,000 or give me 50,000 or whatever. This is what's happening. Or be a anonymous person that gives them this information. So we don't know what's going to happen. We don't. That's the reason why there's no sense of us right now. The only, like I said, the news that you get is, in my opinion, is you go through Congress, find out what they're doing, and then you don't get all information there, but you do get something. And hopefully you go through some serious journalists that try to get some information, but it's going to be extremely hard when you got these oligarchs and these billionaires owning all of these news sources. Billionaire owns the LA Times. So that's the way of the world now, bro. And there are some serious journalists out there, but they don't have the inside track no more. If you're not a network news person, they ain't gonna give you no information. That's why all of them talk about the same things. Yesterday, you can watch the news. You can turn on ABC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN, all of them talking about the same thing. TikTok, and I mean they talked about it for hours. It's ridiculous. And you can't fault the journalists because they got to make a living. But they know this ain't right. They're trying to legitimize this coming president. They know it ain't right. So I don't know what's going to happen. But did you get my text?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it?
About half of it, maybe a little bit more than half. I
What do you think about what Letitia said?
Well, she gave her view, and every everybody out here, Ted, including uh, all of our folks and stuff who are learned, who are educated, they understand what is being done and how these folks and stuff are trying to use DEI as a weapon to bash people of color. And it's okay when you have these H-1B visa folks coming into our country to be knowledgeable and educated, but it's not okay when you have people who were born here, who are naturalized citizens, who are of color, and they have educated themselves. And for them to stupidly denigrate people and stuff who are educated is kind of crazy. But as everything else that this knucklehead has done and everything to talk about folks and everything, these folks and stuff out there who are in positions of power who aren't very smart, they're using that and everything to beat the people down who understand what's going on, who are educated, and to see that she is using her bully pulpit and some of the other attorney generals and stuff, black attorney generals around the country, like my boy in Minnesota and the other attorney generals that she spoke about, are speaking out, and they are come together and stuff as attorney generals for these states are prepared to fight this DEI crap that they are denigrating. And man, Ted, it is just like you just talked about. These folks are capitulating to the news people are capitulating to what this man has done. You're seeing these companies out there who are removing this DEI committees and stuff and everything from their companies, from anything that has to do with their company. They were put there and stuff to educate their people and to educate other people who need to be educated. But for them to sit there and to have him to do this, and then they use this as an excuse to remove these committees, these whatever you want to call it, out of their budgets and everything, is is unconscionable.
Well, when it works, you usually have a DEI officer. And most of those positions were held by women. Not all of them, but most of them. And what they would do is they would go out and actually recruit qualified people of color. That was their job. They would go to different universities, they would all of that. They do the whole 9 yards and look for people who are qualified, and then let them know that we're interested in you, and then they can apply. Don't mean they get hired, but the fact is that you would have opportunity to do that. And because usually a lot of these white folks, they get hired because they know somebody who knows somebody. That's how they work. They don't go through the regular channels. Most of them don't. So, your average person of color, I mean, that's why they formed all of those different uh, sororities, because those people that got in, then they can relate to the sororities and try to get them into positions. Cronyism. That's what the corporate world is all about. Nepotism and cronyism. Who you know? So the DEI was that, and they're looking for talent. They're looking for skilled people. They're looking for people of color, specifically. So that's what they don't like, because they're specifically looking for people of color. You know who didn't accept to try to do that? Who's not going to do it? Apple. Apple said they're going to keep their program.
Well, if these companies decided that they wanted to remove the DEI officers and stuff from their budget, it's kind of a a stupid, well, maybe not stupid, but it's an elementary move on their part, and it's probably has a long term projected meaning that they're trying to take educated people of color, and especially like you were saying, women, out of the corporate world. It's a way to pull them out of the corporate world
Yeah.
because they don't want to see the women of color out there in that corporate world. And if the more they remove them out of the corporate world, then I'm thinking to myself that if these companies and stuff are trying to do this, then if I'm a part of this group, if I'm one of the attorney generals and stuff from one of these states, I would think about creating a organization who deals with DEI and take those DEI women and probably men and stuff too, and start creating their own their own positions, their own jobs and stuff out there. Create your own companies and stuff that are specifically built and everything for these folks and stuff who are educated. You create these companies and stuff that will directly compete with these daggone companies who have taken their DEI officers and stuff off of their budget. I would do that. It's a little bit drastic, but I think I would do it. I would take them and create something and we have, as we've been speaking about, a lot of folks and stuff out there um, who are wealthy, and ask them to help fund this particular venture and stuff out there. We want to fund a venture and stuff that's completely with that is controlled and being used and stuff by the DEI that don't have the opportunity and stuff now to join these big corporations and everything who are controlling what 80% of the money that we have in this country. So hey,
Well, a couple months ago, I did a whole segment on venture capitalists, the black venture capitalists. Those are people of color who are looking for businesses and support them. Now, those people that are venture capitalists, what they do is they go in and they give them the whole workup on their business to help their business come along. I did one company, I did the top 10, and one company had as many as 100 businesses that they were supporting and helping them along. And they bring in experts like CPAs, lawyers, um, project managers, and all of that. And then they help these companies for their companies to grow. Some of them are just getting off the ground. Some of them have been there. They've had their companies for years. I mean, it's all kinds of companies. Now that's what's going on right now. A lot of these companies are doing that. However, here's the rub. We are only 14 to 15% of the population. And in order to have a business, you have to have clients. You have to have people who's going to buy your retail stuff. We can have 1 million people that have, or 2 million people have businesses out there, but you have to have customers and clients. And if the white folks don't buy your stuff, just like we buy white folks stuff, you can't survive.
You you were thinking short sighted here. You were thinking goods. I'm thinking of goods and services.
I
I'm
just
thinking
spoke
I'm
on goods and
thinking
services, bro.
I'm
Didn't you hear me?
thinking of I'm thinking of a lot of other stuff and everything that you just don't go out and just purchase and bring and put it into your house. I'm thinking of other stuff and everything that people probably need. I'm thinking that uh, there are there could be companies out there who don't even deal in goods and services. Goods, all they deal in the service industry. They're dealing with providing a a a commodity or a product that is convenient and stuff for them, or you own a business where you are taking folks and stuff and
Small key
everything to
top D
uh,
D T and 10
the luxury
B L
resorts and stuff
if you
like
want
that. Something
B
like that. I'm not just thinking of
B N
if I got food or whatever when I say I'm thinking of other stuff.
D U
But
R
anyway, uh, it's just an idea. So
Well, the
we got
ideas are out there.
yeah
What
we got
the
some we
reason why I
got
brought that to you, Ed, let me just tell you this. The reason why I brought this out there to you about Letitia James, and then you only probably listened to her, but then there was another meeting regarding AI and um, cybercoins. Um, and I told you that there were some underlining behind the scene things that were happening. Those are the underlining things that are happening. These are the discussions that Black people are having right now. These are the things that Black people are looking at in order to help Black people. There are so many groups like that. The name of that association was the Black Alliances, Economic Black Alliance. So the thing, what I'm saying is that there are so many people that's doing things, but the point is that there's a limited amount of people that are interested in that because we as a people, including myself, is used to working for somebody else, going out there, putting our labor and providing our services to make money for another company. So, but we are now catching up, or at least we're heading to catch up. There are a lot of people that are starting businesses, providing services, producing product, all of those things. However, there's still caveats to this thing, and I don't want to go into that. But the bottom line is that it's happening, and it's happening big time. So a lot of smart people out there. I just wanted to say that.
well it's well yeah. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'll bounce off of something else here. Um, I see that our Monday event is not going to be outside anymore. They're moving it indoors, and it's still going to probably have 1 million people who are attending it. So it's going to be the biggest event ever, and it's gonna be the largest event that they ever had indoors. I can hear it now. It was the largest event that we've ever had. There's 2 million people indoors watching it.
The ratings was fantastic.
Man, this is too bad. It was the most watched event all over the world. It was a event of it was the epic event of the year, even bigger than the Super Bowl or
Did you hear
or
Snoop Dogg?
or March Madness
Did you hear about
or
Snoop
or
Dogg?
the World Series.
Did you hear about Snoop Dogg?
No,
He's supposed to perform there.
hey, man, he want to make some money to you. You got to make some money. You got to make some money. The only thing I can tell him is that you better get your money up front because you may not get paid. Uh, but if just I think just because he is Snoop and girlfriend wants to perform and stuff there, and a couple other black people they got to perform there, speaks a lot about the fact that uh, their talent and stuff and everything is, is worth something. And if that's what they want to do, I don't have no problem and stuff with it. In the past, I did, but now I understand that hey, they have to earn a living too. So maybe Snoop probably go in there and take that money and stuff, and then after he gets the money and everything, he'll take it and donate it to some organization out there who are helping people over in California or some of the other areas that are being devastated and stuff by uh, the disasters that are going on and stuff in this country, or give it to a organization and stuff and everything and that feed the poor and feed the homeless, or do something and stuff about creating uh, housing and stuff for our homeless people. So it's what he does with it afterwards that I think that probably is going to speak the loudest about what's happening. Uh, as we spoke about before, at least I have, I can see the rattlesnakes are out there still committing suicide.
Now, what are you talking about?
The rattlesnakes are still committing suicide
What
out
you
there.
talking about, Ed? You got all these sayings.
The rattlesnakes are still committing suicide. They got a lot of internal strife going on. his Speaker of the House, man, that old boy. I'm starting to feel like him about how I do Trump. I feel sorry for him because that old boy getting some knives thrown in his back. They is shooting at that rascal, man. Like, oh, get out. He probably if he was a if he was out in the old west, man, he had so many arrows stuck in his back, he like a porcupine. They just dogging him out, and he hasn't even started doing anything yet. He hasn't even started doing something about making sure that Trump's agenda and stuff is going to be enacted. He hasn't even started dealing with the tax cut, and he got a budget that he's going to have to deal with, and we're getting information that the Treasury Department is not going to be able to pay their debt.
Space. Space.
Where you get that from?
Oh, it's there, man. The Treasury Department just put it out. So we're not this our next their debt payment is coming up next month. They're not gonna be able to pay it. So the Treasury Secretary, who is Biden's person and stuff, will probably still be in the job and everything because their Treasury Secretary probably won't be on the job by the time this thing happens. So what they're doing is supposedly doing some creative financing. So what they're planning on doing is foregoing paying into their government employees' pension fund and to use
Mm.
that money to help them to pay off their debt payment that's coming due. Check it out. It's there. So he's got a mess going on there. So this debt thing payment that they're getting ready to make, it's getting ready to scare out some of these fiscal Republicans and stuff and everything who are going to be deaf on him and they're going tax cut that he's talking about putting forth.
Case.
I don't know how he's going to do that. And these fiscal responsibility folks out there going to tell him, so we ain't enacting no tax cut until we can get this debt under control. Because they still there, they still being elected, and trust me, some of them folks ain't scared to go and buck that old boy. My boy, Vaxawami, you see that he didn't get the job as the U.S. Senator for the state of Ohio, and he put out a notice and stuff by some of his folks and everything, and guess what he's getting ready to do? He's running for governor over Ohio.
Yep.
So he knew he wasn't going to get the job as the senator, so he just put out the word, well, I'm running to be the governor of Ohio. To kind of cover up his whatever's going on there. He figures he wants and DeWine and stuff, I guess he's term limited, so he can't say a whole heck of a lot about it because he won't be fighting him. So he's going to be running for governor of Ohio, according to some of his close compadres. And we're not hearing very much about him, Ted, being with this DICE group. I think them boys have kind of moved him by the wayside. The only
You're a
people you
man of
hear,
color.
yeah, the only people you hearing about now is some of them daggone Republicans and stuff that are sitting on that committee. And I just found out that MTG is one of the caucus chairs for Dodge. she's a caucus chair.
It's not even a government official yet. It's not even.
Yeah, they said it. She gonna be the chairman of the caucus of the Dodge group. But Elon is still being touted out there, and our Nazi immigration guy, Mr. Stephen Miller, is still predicting that. So does Trump puts his hands on that Bible that he'd already got the train schedule to go out and start picking up them immigration folks and everything and sending them to the concentration camps.
You know, I think Steve Miller, he got to be one of the most evil people
He
in the
is.
country.
He is. He is. He is the most evilest person in the world and in the country. And he reminds me of the Nazi Stubenfruer, who was in charge of the concentration camps for the Jews and stuff back in World War II. He really reminds me of him. And man, he is dead set on doing what he wants to do, and that's to get rid of these immigrants in this country.
Well, you know who supported his organization, don't you? Elon Musk gave him $50 million.
Well, he gonna need a hell of a lot more money than that. He's gonna need a lot more money than that to do what he planned on doing. And I have no idea, Ted, what's going to happen when they go into these states and stuff, especially these states who are trying to protect their citizenry. Because
Well, they said they're going to Chicago, they're going to New York, they're going to all of these big
they
states.
said they going into California, they going to the bed of them, and they're gonna pull these folks out. And I have no idea what's going to happen because you got some of these cities are sanctuary cities, and some of these states are sanctuary states. So, what are the state government and civic governments going to do if they want to protect their citizenry? Because these folks think they're there because they're federal officers that they can come in and do what the heck they want to do, and the state or the local folks better not say anything. And they talking about even getting DACA folks.
What is sometimes I'm trying to figure out what is the whole thing is. This is to stop their money flowing. You know, a lot of these people got homes, they got jobs, they got businesses. A lot of these people are self-sustaining. And you take all of that away from them, they'll lose their home. Once they lose their homes, then they're up for sale. Because you're talking probably about 25 million people that's undocumented in this country.
Hmm.
That's my estimate. And not only just from Mexico, they're from all over.
Hmm.
El Salvador, Brazil, Guatemala, Colombia. Then you got Asian people. You got Haitians and Africans. But I can almost guarantee they ain't gonna be messing with them Europeans. Because there's a
Oh
bunch of
no,
them
no,
here too.
no, they're not going to bother any. They're not even in their voice.
So I just think that personally, I think they're trying to stop their growth
Nope,
because they're becoming a political force now.
they don't care.
It's going to be a lot of money made,
They don't
a lot
care.
of lawsuits too.
They don't care, Ted, because they think they have a mandate from the the white population and stuff in this country that they don't want these folks and stuff coming in and taking their monies, their jobs, and their beautiful homes. They don't want them. And what happened in Nazi Germany and stuff when they came and took the Jews and stuff out of there and moved them away? What happened to them? What happened to their possession?
I have no idea.
They kept them. All of their stuff, they kept it. They kept everything they had. Their government and stuff kept it. The Nazi government kept all of their belongings and put it into their coffers, gave it to their people. Then when the federal government now comes in and they confiscate you and stuff and everything, because they're saying that most of them are criminals. So if you got a criminal out there, the government can possess your goods, all your possessions belongs to the government. So what do you think they're going to do with them folks' houses and stuff like that if they own them? Their friends are going to come along and possess them. They're going to sell it to them. They friends. They possessing that. They're going to sell it. We give it away. You can't have it anymore because the criminal owned it. So they're going to take it. Don't think they don't have a plan, Ted.
It's hard for me to believe that they don't have a plan.
Yeah,
The opposition.
there was a whole lot of people there back in the 1940s who 39s and 40s and stuff who didn't believe that the Nazi Germany didn't have a plan. They took all of their possessions and left them with nothing. And old Stephen Miller reminds me of Himmler. He looks just like him. If you put two pictures up there, they both look just alike. Anyway, we can look forward to that. According to him, he said as soon as Trump gets in, they're going to start. But Brother Newsom over there in California says that he is going to try to protect his citizenry because he knows that they coming to California first. So he has put a defense fund for all the folks who are going to be picked up and thrown into jail or whatever they got for them to help fight, to give them legal advice, to help fight them deportation and whatever else they plan on doing to the government. The only problem and stuff, Ted, is they ain't got enough money. They only got $25 million. That ain't gonna even be a drop in the bucket for the defense fund for these people. Just don't have enough money. But the idea that he is trying to help his citizenry and everything speaks magnanimously of him. Next, we still in California. Ted, those people who were in Altadena, there's now letting them come back to their properties. And man, it is so sad. I'm telling you, Ted, they didn't show some pictures of these people and stuff, man. And they driving by their homes and stuff, man. They're looking at it and they aren't there. Everything. They said miles of property and stuff has been totally destroyed. Gone. And guess what's happening? There are a few homes who got saved from the fire. And they're finding out that most of these people and stuff and everything probably is going to be missing their notes on their property, or they got them sitting up there and they got the robber barons and stuff there waiting to take their property over.
The
They got,
land and everything.
yeah, and they said that anybody who has a home that has not been affected by the fire, they are getting triple the rent that they were asking for their properties. And these people are paying it so they can have a place to stay. Hey, man. Oh, these folks are in
Well,
for something. They in it.
Personally,
And
I think,
yeah, and then you got a president sit down there and say the only people that he gonna take care of is the folks in Hollywood. Damn the rest of them. It's gonna be a mess, man. I
well,
I
we'll
I,
see.
I feel sorry for them folks been to California, man. All in Southern California. It's gonna be a mess.
Well, the thing is that, I feel sorry for the people in California. I feel sorry for the people here in Florida. I feel sorry for the people up in North Carolina. I feel sorry for those people up in North California and all those people that's having hurricanes and tornadoes. We in a situation now, bro. We in a billions and billions of dollars of businesses and homes are being destroyed all across this nation.
Hmm.
All across this nation. But yet, you got the news people talking about politics like everything is normal. I don't get it. You can sort of kind of politicize all the devastation and do a little documentary. These news people do. This is what happened in Oklahoma. This is what happened, but nobody's doing anything as far as helping these people. We don't know where these people what's happening with these people. We don't know. All we know is, they got to go to an Airbnb. They got to live in a hotel. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's happening in North Carolina. They were saying that hundreds of businesses were destroyed. These people ain't got no more jobs, bro. And now you're talking about a government that's go in and fire thousands of federal employees. This is exactly what Putin wants, bro. Get your mind off of all of the devastation and helping people and keep on destroying this country and dividing this country. That's what they're doing. So I don't know. I have no idea who the leaders are and what they're gonna do and how they're gonna lead.
Yeah, they
Because
gotta
we
they
don't have
gotta.
we don't have a we don't have a fair Supreme Court. We don't have we don't have the House. We don't have the Senate. And then all the state houses, majority of the state houses in this United States are ran by Republicans, governors. But what they want to do is they want to talk about DEI, CRT, Black history, these trans people. They talk about everything but what's going on in this country. And the people just put up with it just because they're doing fine and they haven't been attacked on all of these devastations. So they living in their nice little world and their little 2 cars and home and everything. Everything is fine with them.
Hmm.
So that's a shame, Brian. Nobody has no empathy. Nobody has no sympathy. Nobody has no concern. They don't care. They don't care until it happens to them. Classic example. They was talking about the gay lifestyle until one of their families became gay. Then they all for gay people. And you can go on different little things, you know. So when you don't have no empathy, man, that's sad, man. When you don't have no sympathy and you don't have no concern about your fellow man. And that's what's going on right now. A lot of these people, now I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that's concerned about their fellow man. There's a lot of people out there that's trying to do good, but it's not enough. Not enough.
You need almost a total task force, Ted, to deal with this stuff instead of talking about cutting back on it and we're going to cut this down, we're going to cut that down, we're going to cut Medicare and we're going to cut Social Security. Instead of talking about that, we need a nationwide task force, man, to deal with these natural disasters and
Yeah.
what's going on. And nobody is going to do that. They're not going to sit there and have someone who's in charge of a natural disaster, but they can sit there and have somebody who they say is going to be in charge of the government and reducing the expenditure of the government. This is the time where the government and stuff can't contract and stuff and everything. You have to expand. You have to start doing something to help these folks and stuff get themselves back up on their feet, because these are the folks who are going to keep this country going. These are the people and stuff, man, who were going to, who were the ones who are MAGA folks who made America great. You start talking about your folks. These are the people who made America great. Those slaves made America great. They didn't tear anything down. They were responsible for building. They built your infrastructure. They made you great. So our task and stuff, Ted, is to keep on talking about this stuff. Bring it up to highlight, showing what the heck going on, and talk about it. If we're gonna talk a little bit about what he's doing and how he's doing things, but we still going to talk about these folks and stuff. I'm going to keep on trying to find out what's going on in these neighborhoods out there. I have not been concentrating on what's going on there in North Carolina and some of the other states or in Florida or whatever. I've just been looking at the devastation and stuff that just happened in California. And I shouldn't belittle or not give light to what's going on there in North Carolina. They've got a Democratic governor and stuff there and everything. I should be concentrating with him and saying what he's planning on doing once he takes office. Well, he's already got taken office, I guess, as the governor. But he's got a heck of a task ahead of him. Just like we now just talking about Letitia James and stuff and what she's doing over there in New York and how she has came out. There are people and stuff out there who were sitting there in the wings and stuff and everything. You were not hearing anything about him. If you hadn't have sent that link to me, I would have never known that she was even out there doing this. I would have never known that we got the attorney general there in Minnesota and stuff and everything is joining in a group. We'd have known that. That's something that I would think that some of these major news folks and stuff and everything said, hey, instead of talking
It wasn't
about,
covered. It wasn't covered.
yeah, I would think that some of these major news folks and stuff, because the attorney general of the state of New York is not a a story, a byline story. That's a big thing. When she steps up and says what she got to say, she carries a lot of power there in that state. That's a huge state. What's going on in Minnesota? It's not as huge as New York is, but they're gone. When you got attorney generals up there saying that, hey, we got some stuff going on here, and there's some things going on here that's wrong, and we need to fight it and put some light to it, just like they put the light to them son of guns who were sitting down there who were denigrating DEI people. But
Well, let me
you,
just tell you this because we're running out of time here. My last word is keep hope alive.
all right, Jesse. Come on, Jesse. Come on, Reverend Jackson.
Keep hope alive.
Keep up a lot. Hey man, who you got any? We're gonna change the subject right quick here because we at the end. Uh what's gonna happen today, man? Who's looking good and who's looking bad?
Kansas City is up now.
Are they on now?
Yeah,
They up already?
yeah.
Oh wow. So what's gonna happen with who else is playing? watch the Commanders, and who else is playing it? The Commanders are playing somebody today too, right?
I think
They're
they
playing
playing
Detroit.
Detroit.
Right? They
I
playing
don't
today,
know
right?
about that one. That quarterback from DC, man, that's a bad brother. That.
Hey man, that little rascal, he created some havoc, man, in college. He was a monster, man, in there when he was in Louisiana State. That they got highlight reels of him while he was in college. He was awesome. They had one game, man, that he had over 500 and some yards by himself. That son of a gun ran for over 200 and some yards, man, and he threw for
He
another.
ran almost 900 this year.
Damn. He was a bad son of a gun, man, in college. They couldn't do nothing with him.
All right, bro. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Okay. Hey, people. So we gonna see you tomorrow. We got some football to watch today, people. We gonna have some entertainment. We through talking about politics. It is sports, sports, sports. Talk to you later. Bye.